The afternoon sun baked the red rooftops of the Roman town. Lucius, the potter, wiped clay from his hands as he stood near his kiln. Smoke curled gently upward, and a row of warm, finished pots cooled on a wooden bench nearby. Business had been steady. Lucius's pots were known for their strength and beauty, but he was reaching his limit. One kiln, two hands. There was no more time in the day, and yet he dreamed of more. Just then, down the dusty street came the sound of wheels and laughter. A shiny two-horse chariot rolled into view, driven by Tiberius, Lucius's childhood friend. Tiberius leapt down, grinning. His tunic was spotless, his sandals brand new. "Lucius, what do you think?" he said proudly, patting the chariot like a prize bull. "She cost a fortune, but I got it on credit. Easy." Lucius raised an eyebrow. "What for?" "For me, for joy, for image. I'll ride to the coast, impress the merchants, live well. You should try it." Lucius chuckled softly but said nothing. He watched as Tiberius rode off, dust trailing behind him like pride. That evening Lucius sat beside his old kiln and thought. He too had been offered credit from the same lender, and he had nearly said no. Debt frightened him. But now he looked at his overworked hands, his sore back, and the thought returned, what if I used credit? Not for status, but for growth. The next day Lucius went to the lender. He spoke carefully, studied the terms, and finally took the loan, but not for a chariot. He hired a builder to construct a second kiln. It was simple, strong, and hot. With it, Lucius could fire twice as many pots. He brought on a young apprentice, orders doubled, then tripled. He paid off the loan early. Meanwhile, Tiberius returned from the coast with sunburn and silence. The chariot still gleamed, but his pouch was empty. The lender came. The interest had grown. Tiberius sold the chariot for half of what he owed. The rest, another loan, then another. He avoided Lucius in the streets, until one day he appeared at the workshop. His shoulders were heavy. "You were right," he said quietly. "I bought a dream, I took, but it only looked like wealth." Lucius nodded. "And I bought a tool. Not for pride, but for work. That's the difference." As the sun dipped low and both kilns glowed in the evening light, Lucius looked around his yard, now full of pots, bricks, amphorae, and quiet purpose. He understood something clearly now. Debt isn't good or bad. It's just a tool. If it feeds you, it's a ladder. If it flatters you, it's a trap. And with that, Lucius returned to the wheel, hands steady, eyes forward, no longer afraid of growing. If you enjoyed this story and it gave you something to think about, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. More timeless lessons are on the way, straight from the clay, the fire, and the heart of ancient wisdom.